All right, let's just jump right in. What we're exploring today, it isn't a trip to some physical place. Nope. We are going on a descent deep into the hidden architecture of our own minds. We're talking about the shadow.
So everything kicks off with this invitation. And you can feel it, right? It's dark, it's visceral. It really sets the mood. But here's the thing. This isn't just some cool poetic line. It's an invitation that, we all get sooner or later. It's that call to actually look at what's going on beneath the surface we show to the world.
Okay, but if you're going to navigate this inner world, this labyrinth of the body, you can't just stumble in blind. That's not going to work. You need two things. You need a guide and you need a map. And where do we find them? Well, it turns out they're right at this incredible intersection between mythology and psychology.
And our guide is going to be Hermes, the Greek messenger god. Now, you might be asking, why him? Well, it's because Hermes lives on the threshold. He's the perfect guy to lead us from the world we think we know into the one we've tried so hard to bury.
So that's our guide. And here, this is our map. The territory we're about to explore is what Freud famously called das Unheimliche, or, the uncanny. And this is important. It's not just something spooky. It's that really specific, unsettling feeling when something totally familiar suddenly feels weird, alien. It's that unhomely feeling when your own repressed stuff starts bubbling up to the surface.
This really breaks it down for us, right? It shows that fundamental split in our minds. You've got the ego on one side, that's our conscious, orderly, homely self. And on the other side, you've got the id, the chaotic, repressed, unhomely part. So where does Hermes fit in? He's the one who can actually walk across that border. He's the bridge between the saint and the beast that's inside every single one of us.
See, Hermes is a trickster, and he's also what's known as a psychopump, basically a conductor of souls. So he doesn't just guide us through the uncanny. He kind of is the uncanny personified. He's a being who lives to blur the lines.
And you can see exactly how this plays out. I mean, he's the god of the threshold. He protects the home, but he belongs to the wild, outside the home. He acts as a kind of double, reflecting our own shadow self back at us. He literally walks between life and death. And this is a big one. He's a master of ambiguous language, the kind of talk that just pulls the rug right out from under you, destabilizing everything you thought was solid.
And that is such a powerful idea, isn't it? The uncanny isn't some monster lurking outside, it's internal. It's that exact moment, the one, when you say something you totally didn't mean to say, a Freudian slip. And for just a split second, you feel like a stranger in your own head. That feeling? That's Hermes at work.
Okay, so we've got our guide. Now it's time to explore the territory. And what's so cool about the source material here is that it doesn't just treat the psyche like some abstract idea. No, it gives us a visceral, almost architectural map of this inner world.
And this is where the descent begins. Pay close attention to the language. It's all biological. We're not just walking into some cave of concepts. We're entering an architecture of living stone that mimics our own primal, atavistic geometry.
And the link gets even clearer, even more explicit. The cavern walls are described as a thoracic cage. That's a rib cage. The psychic labyrinth is the labyrinth of the body. There's no separation. We are literally, physically exploring the anatomy of our own shadow.
So what's pulsing through these weird, fibrous veins? Well, that's our repressed instincts, our primal desires. It's the raw, untamed power of the id. This is that subterranean vitality that's actually fueling our conscious lives from way down below. It's like a biological heresy that our waking mind does its best to pretend isn't there.
So you have to understand, we're not just spectators here, we're participants. We are the wanderers in the gut of the world, navigating our own subterranean nervous systems, those gut-level truths that exist way below the logical, rational self we like to show everybody.
So, what's waiting for us at the heart of this labyrinth? Well, it's pretty much the central conflict of the entire human condition. It's that core tension that really defines who we are.
And this is the absolute core of it all. The path is cruel because it is completely brutally honest. It forces us to look at the beast, that primal, instinctual part of us, and to finally admit that the saint, our civilized moral self, is really just its cage.
This chart really lays out that duality perfectly, using the exact language from our source. You have the saint, righteous, pious, super-terrestrial. And then you have the beast, the ancient foe, just buzzing with atavistic vitality and primal honesty.
It's like one is this kind of holy decay, while the other is a raw, subterranean life force.
Which brings us to the question this whole journey just forces us to ask. What happens when you realize the saint's cage is actually made of the beast's own bones? What if they're not separate at all? What if our whole moral foundation is built from the very thing it's trying to cage?
And that leads us right into the final leg of our journey, because the point of all this, the purpose of the descent, it isn't to be destroyed by the beast, it's to understand it, and ultimately, to integrate it.
This right here is the whole point. This downward going, this Untergang, it's not a failure. It's not a fall from grace. It's a totally necessary process of self-discovery. It's the path to a much deeper, much more honest understanding of who we really are.
And look, it's not just a chaotic freefall. It's actually a structured process. You can break it down into steps. Step 1, you get the invitation, the raven's call. Step 2, you make the descent into the labyrinth of the body. Step 3, you confront the ancient foe. And step 4, that's integration. That's what the Source calls a sacred yes to the gut, a total, complete acceptance of your whole self, primal parts and all.
So by facing our own shadow, we pass a kind of trial. And what we gain isn't some pie-in-the-sky, heavenly wisdom. No, it's a worldly wisdom, a real, honest, grounded understanding that's forged in the gut, right there, in the ruins of our old, simplistic ideas about ourselves.
So what's the end result of all this integration? This quote nails it. The city above, that's your conscious mind, is now governed by the once repressed truths. The tarantula preacher from down in the abyss is now the one controlling the pulse. See, the shadow isn't a prisoner anymore. It's become a partner. And that leaves us with this final provocative thought to chew on. If we really are the architects of our own inner labyrinth, if we built this whole structure to contain our primal nature, then doesn't that mean we have to be the beast at its center too? Maybe the saint and the beast aren't just connected. Maybe they're one and the same. It's definitely something to think about.